Zolpa. Sandeep, can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Sandeep? Can you hear me? I guess I'm connected now. I can see I'm live, but I'm just not sure whether the audio is working fine. So Sandeep, you can't hear me, right? Audio not working? Very softly. Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I louder? Am I louder? So I might have to be a bit louder today because the laptop is placed a bit farther. Yeah. Is it better now? Is it louder? Can you hear me louder now, Sandeep? Better? Very soft. Yes, the sound is not clear, is it? Okay, let me see. Right. Capture. Is it clearer now, or is it better? Is it louder now? Is it better? I guess it's better now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. Right. So this is better now. The sound is good. Okay. Perfect. Right. So today is the class 4. Jazalpa everyone again. Hello. This is Pasapasaguti UK London's 4th class of Nepalbhasa as a recap that we did in the past. So we're trying to cover things that we've done in the past 9 months with quick recaps of various classes, and it'll be like half an hour session each as possible. We'll try as much as we can to make it crisper, shorter, and quite brief and to the point. So today's topic is verbs as past and continuous forms. So we will see. So far, we've seen the verbs in their present form, right? The present tense of the verbs. We'll definitely have a more elaborate and in-depth class later on about different tenses, past, present, and future. But today, so far, because so far we've looked at the present form, the simple form of the verb, we will now have a quick look at how the verbs could be formed quite briefly when it is in the past tense, and also how we do a continuous form of the verb. So I'm sure most of us know like how the verbs change in English, but how it works in Nepalbhasa is today's focus for us. So I remember in the last class, like one of our viewers, Kriti, mentioned when we were trying to do this honorific verb for second person subject, which was weka, and weka, chi nila disa, and chi nila dila. We quickly did these examples last time, and the difference, as we quickly mentioned then, was chi nila disa is like you please smile, and chi nila dila is on the honorific, the respected you, you smiled. Chin hila dila. So chin hila disa, please smile. Chin hila dila is a past form that we quickly covered last time, and it is the right time to actually look further into how this disa form of the verbs that we checked earlier forms to dila, changes to dila. And also we'll look into the continuous form. So before moving into the continuous form, we'll do a quick recap of what we did in the past. So let's bring out the first person nouns that we covered so far. So today we will also have in the same frame, let's bring the form of noun that changed from intransitive to transitive. How the noun was used differently for transitive and intransitive verbs. So we'll put them all together in the same frame and try and see what the subtle differences are. Earlier, we worked into more of the examples, but what we'll do today is we'll bring the examples in the same frame and see the slight differences that occur between these two different forms. So as we know, transitive verb is a verb which takes an object, like I eat lunch. Lunch is the object. I eat food. And when I say I sleep nothing, right? There's no object. So it is intransitive. The verb sleep is intransitive, as we covered earlier. Now, when we say I sleep and I eat, is not making the subject I differ in English. So I sleep and I eat lunch is having the same subject form of the subject, which is I. But in Nepalbhasa, we know that I, the Nepalbhasa version of I is G, right? But when it is an intransitive verb like I sleep, we did an example of translating I sleep into Ji Diane. But when I use when I use a transitive verb like eat, I eat mama was Ji mama nae. So you will see a slight nasal sound there of G is actually Ji. That is similar to in how in Nepali, in khas bhasa Nepali, we say ma sutsu, I sleep, मैले मोमो खाएँ. So the le, addition of le to ma, the le vibhakti changes ma to मैले, right? So similarly in Nepalbhasa we are going to have ji thoyae woyae. So we will say ji mama nae, right? So that slight subtle difference from G to G is what we need to note, right? Similarly, we had this example in the last class when Sandeep gave us an example of GP nae or something, but now no GP. If it was like GP mama nae, it will be the transitive form of Nepalbhasa word, Nepalbhasa subject GP will be Jimsan. Jimsan, we will do this and we will do that. Jimsan is the transitive form. Ji, it is the inclusive we. In Nepalbhasa, Ji will be now Ji-san. Ji-san, we will do this, we will do that, right? Ji-san, Safu Bone would be, we will read book. Safu is book. Bone is read, as we know. So Ji-san, Toya, Ji-san, Boya, right? So we will do this and we will do that. So हामीले यो गर्छौं, हामीले त्यो गर्छौं, right? So now, similarly, if I bring up the second person nouns like cha for you, and the transitive form of the verb when used with cha will be cha, timile, by you. Cha is you, but cha is a form which takes the transitive verb, right? So by you, this will be done by you. You will sleep, but something will be done by you, right? Cha dian is like you sleep, but you did something will be like, for example, you ate mama would be cha mama nala. So cha, that slight nasal sound at the end of cha added to that mild n sound, na sound would be cha, right? Timile, by you. So similarly, chi doesn't change, chi, but chipin would be changing to chimisan. Chimsan toyada to chimsan woyada. You did this and you guys did that, right? So by you, that's by you. Similarly, chasapola will change to chaspolan, right? So that is the transitive, the form of the subject changing to changing when you're using a transitive verb. Now let's take out one of these third person subjects here, like for he, she, it, wo, as we covered so far. But if you have to say by he, she, or it, right? Usle, unle, like by he, she, it, it will not be just wo, he is wo, but by him, or by her, or by it will be won. The slight nasal sound again added at the end of wo plus na sound will be won, right? Wo diana, he said. But he ate mama again would be wo mama nala, right? The na sound at the end of wo makes it all different. So weka is now slightly modified to weka, muhale, by the respective person, by, right? Waspol would be waspolong. Similarly, they, the plural form of the third person, iping, will change to imisong when you have to use a transitive verb, a verb that gets an object. If you have the object in the sentence, you'll have to change to imisong. Imisong mama, imsong mama nala. Imsa safu bona. Uniharule, by them, and not just they, right? So this is the slight difference that we need to make a note of. Otherwise, things are quite simple and similar to the languages that we already know, like English. Now, let's move on to a different recap of intransitive verbs that we. So now what I'm doing today is bringing all of the intransitive verbs together in the same frame. Remember last time we had this list at once. You know, the other list we were dealing with in a second time. Third time we, deal with this list of he, she, it. But now we're bringing them all together here, right? So that we can see the slight differences and make a note of those things, like how they're changing. And I think it's a better way to see it from a distance, for like a different level of abstraction now, like how they're different, not just like going to the depth and working with the details. Now, if I just pick up the, for example, let's look at the intransitive verbs, right? Would it be better if I use the boxes that I used last time? I think it would be good, right? So let me just use the box. Let me just bring out the boxes. Box left, right. So that's my box on the right, right? We're here for now. And we will do the other box. Let me just bring out the box to the left. Right. So I actually need the box to the right. Right, perfect. So if we pick up G, for example, right, the intransitive form. The intransitive forms are going to be simple because they're not changing. So let's start with intransitive all the time. So intransitive form of the verb I, the subject, the noun I, is G. And if now we go with one of these, like come waya, G waya, right? That's the now G waye was the simple present form that we worked on in the last class. Now we're looking at the past form. So I came would be G waya, G tana waya, G ana waya, right? So G chen waya, chen house, example. So G waya, right? And G wana. So that little dash on the top of A is to be pronounced as ah all the time, right? If it's only single A, that's ah. If there's the dash A, that diacritic would be in ah. So G wana, G dana, G fetia, G mila, G koya, and so on. Now, similarly, if I go for because we are not just looking at the intransitives now, let's quickly also look into the second person noun, which is, for example, if I say cha, and that will be now you, second person, which will be, you see, let me just make this box smaller, okay, so cha wala, cha wana, cha dana, cha fetila, and so on, right? Similarly, now if I move on to third person noun, which is like war, for example, he, so he, she, it, war would be now wawala, wawana, wadana. So these are the past forms of the verb which already happened, right? Ji waya, ta wala, wa wana, wa wala, wa wana, wa dana, wa fetila. The past forms. It's been already happened, right? Even from the past. Now, quickly, if we change this dynamics here with, for example, now, if I, if I now go to the first person, back to first person, and back to first person, and if I now go for intransitive form of the verbs, but honorific, right? So that would mean I would have to change G to an honorific one. So if I have to say chin, I can't honor myself, right? So there's no first person honorific. That's why. So if I go for second person, I will find an honorific form, which is chin, for example. Chin, and chin now goes to, you know, you, be chin, saya dila, chi dana dila, chi fetiya dila. So these are the honored form, right? The respective form of the verbs in intransitive and in the past tense, right? Like cha wala, ji waya is now the respective form is for you, for chi is chi, fetiyadila, chi ganadila, and so on, right? Now, if we, okay, now again, so yeah, we've connected again. So if I go for weka, right? Weka, dishi it, chayadila, danadila, koyadila, ganadila, danadila, right? So these are the past forms, dila, right? Dila, koyadila, danadila, kotiadila, ganadila. So these are the past forms of the verb, right? So now, quickly, if I remove these honor forms, and now let's move on to the transitive ones, okay? In the transitive ones, for example, let's go for the normal starting with G, and our verb for transitive, for example, G bona, right? This is transitive and past form of the verb, right? Transitive and past form of the verb. G bona, G, Jean. It has to be now G. That's why it's not sounding right, right? So transitive. I'll choose the transitive form here, right? The transitive G, Jean with the nasal sound, and G, Joya. Now it's better, much better. G. So it's a transitive one. So G Naya. I have to eat something, right? G Yomari Naya. G Safu Joya. Or like I got to cook. Or maybe if I say poem is Chinaka. G Chinaka Joya. G Safu Buona, right? Story is Bakan. We'll deal with these new words later on again, the nouns. Ji Bakan Buona, Ji Bakan Joya. It's like I read a story, I read a story, I wrote a story. Ji Nyona, Ji Bakan Nyona, right? Is I listened to a story. Ji Bukan Nyona, Bukan is news. So I listened to it, yes, I heard some news, right? Now, so these are transitive forms. And if I now pick up the second person, for example, second person transitive chon, right? So if I say chon, it will be now, see the you, transitive second person, chon kala, for take, right? You took. So the past form of take, kaye, chon kaya, chon kala is the past form, right? Chon bila, chon bona. It's not bona, it's bona. For second person, ji bona is for the first person, me. Ji bona, all of us, we. But you is cha bona. Now the nasal sound cha is needed because it's a transitive verb. It's going to take cha bona. You get something, cha safu bona, cha baka bona, something, right? Cha nala, cha yomari nala, cha mama nala, cha tatamari nala, and so on. So nala, right? Cha, right? So now, if we now quickly move on to the third person here, the third person, and if I take the transitive wake, won, cha, won, appreciate, won, kala, not ji, kaya is the past form of the first person, but won, the third person, won, kala. And notice the nasal sound, won, because the transitive verb, kala, you take something, right? Won kala, won bila, won bona, won chola, won nala, and so on, right? So this is how it's working with the past form of the verb. In transitive and intransitive forms, the nasal sound is added to the subject, to the noun, to the doer, and it changes. The nasal sound is added when the verb is transitive, and it is in the pure form when the verb is intransitive. That's what we saw, and the past forms are generally added with law, right? Ji, ji kaya. Kaya is the simple present form. Ji kaya, past form. Won kala, cha kala, and so on. Yeah? Law, we've added. Right. Now if we move on to so let's set it back to first person, and let's remove the boxes. Right. Then the last thing we need to look at for the past forms of the verb is the honored one, right? So if I now go for so I can't honor myself, no first person, second person. If I go for second person and I go for like chin as the respective form, right? Chin will be now for us chin kaya dila, right? Kaya disang was please take. You please take. Chin kaya dila is you have taken, right? You took the past form, right? So is there any comments so far that we've got? Any questions in there? No, that's fine. That's fine. Everyone's watching. Is saying I'm watching. Amita Tata is saying watching. Rukun Tata is saying watching. Jani Tata says Jozolpa everyone. And it's good. So we are following these pretty well today. Now, so the honored form we were looking at. Let's quickly check the third person noun. The third person noun here, the third person noun, like for example, if I take the third person transitive, weka, respective form, weka kaya dila, weka biya dila, weka wana dila, right? The past form will be chi kaya disa, please take. Chi kaya dila, right? You taken. Similarly, the third person will be he took. Weka, the respective form, weka kaya dila, weka biya dila, weka bona dila, weka choya dila, weka babiya dila, and so on. Right? Okay. Right now, there is a different thing that I wish to cover quickly, looking at a slight break before we move on to the continuous form. So we would like to make some observations. The first observation here. So you know, in Khas-Bhasa Nepali, we would say like U ayo or Ram ayo, but the feminine form, the strilinga form will be Uni ayin. Right? Sita ayin, Rama ayin, Rukmini ayin, Kriti ayin, and so on. So ayo, ayin, there is a difference due to the gender of the noun, the subject, right? So, but it was, on the contrary, Nepalbhasa has to be noted as the first observation we can make here today. Nepalbhasa is a gender neutral language. So there is no difference in the verb that will result by the change of the gender of the subject. So as we say here, observation 1 is Nepalbhasa is a gender neutral language, right? Which means for the subjects of both masculine and feminine gender, the verb remains unchanged, right? So the verb doesn't change. For example, now we had a quick check of the Khas-Bhasa Nepali form Ram ayo, Rama ayin, right? And now in Nepalbhasa you say Ram wala, Rama wala, and there's no change in the form of the verb wala, irrespective of the gender of the subject, whether it's Ram, Rama, or anyone, right? So, or we shouldn't also forget the other genders other than masculine and feminine, the third gender, for example, or like, a transgender, or, I'm not very knowledgeable about all the different genders, but irrespective of all genders, Nepalbhasa is neutral to the way the verb form stays the same. You know? It's a good observation to make, so that we're not confused and we can compare languages. The second observation that we would like to make is here. So the observation number 2. In Nepalbhasa, verbs do not change. Good news for the learners, for singular and plural subjects. So what does it mean? For example, in English, he eats, they eat, right? So the verb has changed from eats to eat, eliminating the ending s, just because the subject is now changed from singular to plural, from I to he, from he to they, from one to many. Students eat, student eats, right? The verb is changed. But here in Nepalbhasa, the verbs do not change irrespective of the singular or plural form of the subjects. Now, how it works in Nepalbhasa, can someone give an example of a sentence where the the subject is singular and plural, but with the same verb? We can check, right? Is there anyone who can make a comment, who can help us here, for example? Let's see. Anyone can help us with an example here? Let me check the comments actually, what's happening with the interaction part of today's class 4. No interactions, not many interactions, not a bad news, but we would like to have some interactions actually, So, in Nepalbhasa, the verbs do not change, as we said, as the second observation. Let's use a singular subject, for example, wo, wanna, and the plural form, for some plural form of the subject, ipi, wanna. The wanna hasn't changed, right? The verb hasn't changed. Imsa, won kala, like he took. Imsa kala, they took. So in the past tense, even English is not changing, I can understand, but let's now look at the present form of the verb. He takes, wo kai, they take, imsa kai. So kai is same, but in English it has been takes and take. It is changed, the verb is changed depending on singular and plural subject. So that's something we can actually note as observation 2. Right, so now let's move on to the second and the last segment of today's class, which is the continuous form of the verb. So we need to actually make sure we cover this. We covered the past form of the verbs. Now we will cover the continuous form of the verb here. Right? Okay. Let's pick up our normal first person nouns, transitive and intransitive. Let's also pick up the continuous forms, for example, this one. You know, in English, the verbs are changed into a continuous. Continuous is something actually happening now, right? Happening, it's in the present, and it is going on, right? The ing form. The ing form of the verb is the continuous form, right? So for now, we will talk about the present continuous, for instance, to make it simple. So I'm speaking. Ji khan laya chona. I am speaking, the ing form. So the ing form of a verb like khan lai is to speak, to talk. Now the ing form, talking or speaking, will be adding a common second verb, which is chona. Chone is to sit, but how do I make speak to speaking in Nepalbhasa is khan lai to khan lana chona, right? So for example, any other verb like I am eating with ji naya chwana, right? Adding naye and chwane together to make eat into a continuous form, which is eating. So eat to eating in Nepalbhasa is naye to naya chwana. So it's happening now, the continuous form of the verb, naye, right? So now let's go back to the boxes. The boxes, yeah. So G, the G, what was the one we just, this is like intransitive, so nae is going to be in a different list, which is transitive. So G, I'm coming. G wayachana, right? G wanachana, I'm going. I'm standing. G danachana. You actually notice like am, he is going, I am going, the am, the is, there's another secondary verb, the helping verb there, and the helping verb for ing form or continuous form in Nepalbhasa is actually, instead of is, am, and are, we have chwana, which is sit, right? So it is I'm coming is jiwaya chwana, right? That's how the continuous form works in Nepalbhasa, in the present form of the verb. Ji fituya chwana, ji mila chwana, ji kwaya chwana, ji diana chwana, I'm sleeping. I'm waking up, ji dana chwana, right? So these are the forms. Now, if I take something like we, so it's the same, right? It doesn't change as we made observations earlier. This is not going to change from singular to plural. The noun is changed, but the verb is not going to change. So jipin denachona, jipin danachona. It is not changing for ji, we, for singular or plural form of the subject or the noun. The verb hasn't changed, which was our observation earlier, right? So that is a practical demonstration of that observation we made earlier. Let's pick up a second list, which is intransitive, right? So because we now picked up intransitive form of the verbs here on my left. So on my right, I will now pick up the intransitive jin. Jin. No, sorry. We need transitive now. Actually, we've done intransitive. We need transitive continuous, right? Which is this. Jin kayachana. I'm taking, right? Jin biachana. I'm giving. I'm reading. Jin wanachana. Jin choyachana. Jin nayachana. I'm eating. I'm drinking. Jin tonachana. I'm listening. Jin nyanachana. So if you all as listeners have to say Jin, like we are listening, then we will go for Jimsa and nyanachana. Jimsa something nyanachana, like it's transitive, so you have to have an object. Jimsa bukhan nyanachana. We are listening to the news. Jimsa bakhan nyanachana, and we are listening to a story, right? But if you have to say we are listening to Sanyukta, we are listening to you're listening to me now. So if you have to say, and my name is Sanyukta, by the way, I haven't introduced myself so far until now. So if you have to say, we are listening to Sanyukta, you'll have to say Jimmy-san, Sanyukta yata nyana swana. Yata is like to Sanyukta, right? So that's how it works in Nepalbhasa, and we will cover these a bit later again, but we're just touching upon all these things as an introduction for now. So the next would be Jimsan Kanachona, Jimsan Tayachona, Jimsan Likanachona, Jimsan Lumankachona, Jimsan Lumankachona, Jimsan Fetuyachona. This is quite popular these days. Jimsan Lumankachona. हामीले हाम्रो संस्कृति बिर्सिरहेछौँ, that's what they say. So we are forgetting our culture, if that is in Nepalbhasa. A very popular line these days would be Jimsa Jigu, our Tajilaji Sanskriti. In the first class we did Tajilaji as culture. Jimsa Jigu, we've covered Jigu as well, our possessive form, remember in class 2 I think. Jimsa Jigu Tajilaji Lo Manka Chwana. We are forgetting the continuous form. We are forgetting our culture. All of these words we've covered in the last 4 classes, and that's the ideal way to to construct a new sentence, but with the help of the words that we have covered in the last 4 classes. Jimson, we, transitive. Jigu, our, possessive. Tazilaji, culture. Romankachona, are forgetting. We are forgetting our culture. That's how it works, right? So you can actually make many new sentences. You can construct, you can build many different new sentences using the words, the nouns, the verbs, the continuous and the past forms of the verbs, possessive forms of the nouns, everything. We've covered so much. You just need to actually bring them together and start building our sentences. And I think the next class should be something like that, interactively making new sentences, right? That should work. Now, if I now go to intransitive second person, let's pick up second person now. Second person, right? It's here. So, cha, or intransitive. So, cha, no nasal sound, right? Cha, 我要做 now, not now. For you, it is 做 now. For me, ji, 我要做 now. I'm coming. You are coming will be cha, 我要做 now. Na and no, they are different, right? Second person, cha, 我要做 now. Cha, 等下做 now. Cha, 非要做 now. Cha, 你来做 now. Cha, 快要做 now. Cha, 等下做 now. Cha, 等下做 now. You are waking up. Cha, 等下做 now. Now, quickly, if we have to move on, qing, we'll cover the respective form later on. Let's go on to third person intransitive. Right? Third person intransitive. 我, he, she, it, 我要做 now. He is coming. He is going. 我要做 now. He's standing. 我等下做 now. She is sitting. 我要做 now. He or she. Gender, irrespective of gender, is going to be the same, right? The verb is not changing. Even the subject is not changing for us. 我非要做 now. 我你来做 now. 我会要做 now. 我等下做 now. 我等下做 now. Right? And so on. Okay, so these are the continuous forms, as you know. And what we have left is, for example, let's do something like transitive ones. We've done transitive ones, haven't we? So let's pick up something. Second person transitive, second person nouns. Let me just bring up second person noun here on my right. Okay. And if I pick up ta, I have to say you are taking. Ta, it has to be ta, right? Because it's transitive. Remember? It's taking an object. Ta, kayatona. Ta, biatona. Ta, bonatona. Ta, zoyatona. Ta, nayatona. Ta, donatona. And so on. Right? Water in Nepalbhasa is law. So you are drinking water would be ta. Law, object has to be in the middle. The first class we covered, the verb has to be at the end, the object in the middle, right? So you are drinking water. Water is object, then it's in the middle. Ta, water, law, ta, law, dona, continuous form of the verb. Verb in any sentence in Nepalbhasa is the first thing you learned in class 1. Okay, so ta, yanachona, ta, konachona, ta, dayachona, ta, dikanachona, ta, lumankachona, ta, lomankachona, ta, yatuyachona. Right? Perfect. Now, let's get rid of these boxes. And as a last one for today, transitive form of the verbs in continuous form, but for the third person. And let me pick up the third person here, which is he, she, it. So he, she, it, third person. If we take transitive, it will be won, the nasal sound. Won, he is taking, will be won kayachona. He could be taking anything like a book. Won safu kayachona, or he won biachona, won safu biachona. He is giving a book. Won bonachona, won safu bonachona. He is reading a book. Won tinaka choyachona. he is writing a poem. Sinaka, a poem. Remember? Earlier we discussed this. He is eating yomari. Won yomari nayatswana. He is eating yomari. Won donatswana. Won nyanatswana. Won kanatswana. Won tayatswana. Won bikanatswana. You know, tayatswana we covered in the first class. Table, we did something like this. Table A, safu do, right? On the table, there's a book on the table, right? Table ma kitab sa, there's a book on the table. Table A, safu do. Le, the year sound we added, the half year sound we added at the end of table le was to say on the table, right? So if we have to use tayatswana, the continuous form of the transitive verb put or keep, let's make a sentence now with won, right? With he, she, it. He is putting a table. He is putting a book on the table. Usle kitab table ma rakhdecha. Rakhiraheko cha. Continuous form, right? He is putting a book on the table. Will be won, object in the middle, not at the end. Won safu, which is book. Won safu on the table. Table le. Won safu table le tayatswana. Verb ending sentence in Nepalbhasa. Won safu table le tayatswana. He is putting book on the table. And this is how you've already been able to make to construct a sentence, which is how many words? Won safu table le tayatswana. 4 words you have added to make a sentence which is much longer than where we started with 2 words of sentences. So our sentences, learning of our sentences is going to grow longer and longer like this. The more we learn, the more we can build longer, more complex sentences and actually say anything that we want to say, anything that we want to express in Nepalbhasa. And that should be our target. That should be where we want to reach with classes like these. So simple classes, simple words, learn few words every day, and that's it. So won safu table le tayatswana. Table le was on table, but if you have to say from table, we'll add a nasal sound. We'll say table on, from the table, when you have to withdraw the book. So if I have to say he's taking the book out of from the table, or you will say won safu table on likanatswana. Table ni say from the table he's taking out the book. That's how it works, and we will learn about these differences and new forms of the verb and sentences later on again. So that should be it for today. We won't forget the observations, which were Nepalbhasa is a gender neutral language. For the subject of both masculine and feminine gender, the verb remains unchanged. Observation 2, Nepalbhasa, the verbs not change for singular and plural subjects. And we did write a few demonstrations with example sentences today, which is nice. So I hope you enjoyed today's class, and it's been more than half an hour. Okay? So that's all for today, and many thanks. Bye.